So they finished up Group A with no problems, because Hellraisers, they got 2-0'd. Or sorry, not 2-0. They lost 1-2. I thought they were going to 2-0. And then they ended up losing game 2, and then lost to Alliance, which guaranteed that they were dead last in the group. So they are eliminated.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NIP's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. NIP's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban. Turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban.
Yeah, and in terms of the upper bracket currently sitting there already, we have OG and Alliance from that Group A. OG being the first seed, Alliance being the second seed. So one would think that getting first seed would be kind of nice, because then you could play Alliance instead of OG.
10 seconds remaining.
Might be the way to go about things as of late, because OG kind of killing it lately.
5 seconds remaining.
Knock him down early. Yes. Yes, that's right. Seneko just been killing it. I feel like we brought up his name a lot when we've been casting them, but he has definitely stood out as one of the top players lately, so we're going to give him the respect that he deserves. And much like yesterday, we're going to get a first pick Ember here, and the Chen is still in the pool here for Secrets. So, Secret Game 1 versus TSpirit, pretty brutal. Game 2, even more brutal, as they defeated them with the support Tinker. It was hard to watch, and we're going to be hoping to see something perhaps a little bit closer this time. And
Sniper.
well, the very last time they played NIP, they opened with the same two heroes. They opened with the Ember Spirit and the Sniper, and it was the Apsor Sniper. So, indeed, pretty good chance that we're going to see it again.
NIP's turn to ban.
Oh man, it's I mean, you guys, I'm sure have seen it. It's the bane of matchmaking right now, the position 4 snipers. Sometimes they're great and sometimes they're terrible. Right.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I mean, it's all about the Ags, right? That's obviously like the big logic behind it. They were doing like pretty well that game for NIP, right? That was the game with the Rapier on the Medusa that was famous, I believe, where they kind of had a decent lead going high ground, and then they lost the Rapier, and that was the end of it, you know? Like, the game at least looked possible. They had a pretty big advantage on NIP. So it wasn't like a perfect, like, oh, he did it on the Sniper. But I mean, when you think about the Sniper, like, what does he do, right? You max his Shrapnel. Shrapnel's a pretty busted ability when it comes to a support. Like, we always talk about how great Vision is. It helps control an area. It's a ton of damage. Nobody really wants to play against it.
NIP's turn.
Yes, you just go Agnums. That's literally all you have to buy. You just go, like, Tranquil Ags. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't really have a Yeah, they're looking for a giant last pick here. Like,
10 seconds.
again, it's very interesting. Again, it's like the best case scenario, I think, when your 10th pick is when you're set for any sort of pacing that the game needs. Like, they're not locked into a heavy, fast push strat or anything from NIP. Like, these 4 heroes could easily make a lot of space for a hard carry, or they could flip the switch with like a Lycan or something. I mean, if he wasn't banned, and just like run down the game. You'll get a Jug, one of those kind of heroes.
Hmm. 10 seconds remaining. Team Secret's turn to ban.
And last time they did it with the Zai DK, they used that instead. Like, kind of thinking of those like really tanky offlaners, right? Yeah. But the Pango kind of works. Not as durable in the lane as the DK. I mean, it depends on your matchup, but I feel like Pango can be a little bit easier to zone out. But of course, Pango also has an escape tool and the swashbuckle, so a bit different. We ban the Queen of Pain.
Remaining.
Just even Shadow Demon, chucking poison. I'm having a hard time thinking of anything other than Morph. Morph just like really stands out when I think, because like you think about ET used to be a counter to Morph, but then it's just nice having the damage amp. And I know NIP liked the hero quite a bit. We've seen them picking at games where we were just like, oh my goodness, I don't know if this is a Morph game. And it didn't go well for them sometimes, but it is one of their more comfort picks. Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to go with that. I don't know. I'd want him safe lane, I feel like. I just want him, like, I guess if he can get the free fire mid as he's supposed to, then obviously that would be amazing. Who was it that was talking about that? Sammy boy? He was like, yeah, that matchup's free. I just suck or something. It's like, I just can't play mid. I mean, there's so many heroes left to pull. Like, there's still like Troll and Bat Rider and Monkey King was still in. Like, I mean, how many ones are even banned right now? It's just Lycan. I mean, and DK, right? And, you know, so kind of do whatever you want, yeah. I'm more curious about this Queen of Pain ban, because like, what are they thinking the 5 is? Like, well, who's Puppy playing? In the world of NIP.
NIP's turn to pick.
That'd be so funny. You gotta shed this late. I'm just curious what Puppy's playing. I actually have no idea. Yes, that's the one that I'm like set on. That's pretty much the only one that I'm guaranteeing.
10 seconds remaining.
We're pretty sure about that one, I think. Yeah, that seems very strange though.
Anti-mage.
Choose your
Yeah, and they go for the big one. Oh, the Nisha Marana. Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about that mount. It's like a oversized iguana. I don't know. Attaboy. The Weaver makes quite a bit of sense though, right? Like after the ET, you think about like the lane that's going to be coming into you is going to be the ET +1, so they're going to be like this brawly type. So you can kind of poke and bob and weave a little in the tree line as the Weaver. So just be a little bit of a nuisance. And you have an Ember Spirit who is someone who can, you know, he's a solo laner in his own ways, and hopefully he can pull the wave back. If these drafts were reversed, I would be like, oh my god, Secret are gonna destroy them with this lineup. It just looks so basic and easy, you know, Matu Animage or something, right? So yeah. that makes me think I should probably favor NIP.
It's hard to really dislike their draft. I don't see many holes in it. And one aspect about the Elder Titan Shadow Demon that we didn't talk about is the amount of saves that you have. The defensive sleeps, like even Earth Splitter is like a zoning tool, and of course the defensive disruptions. They have a lot of ways to protect this Death Prophet. Even the Primal Roar can kind of fit the bill for something like that if Supreme gets jumped on. So
I think that's part of it though, is that what are their like guaranteed stuns for NIP? It's like Roar, right?
Roar, and disruption into sleep.
Look at 4 of the 5 heroes on Team Secret. The only person who's not mobile is the sniper. Other than that, everyone else has a mobility spell. Yeah, and that is some like Team Secret and OG Dota where they're just looking to run at you and make you look like fools because you miss all your spells, you know?
You're absolutely right.
Like playgrounding this game to a victory.
And my Dota TV is now on. Hello, Dota TV. Sorry about that. I dared enter the pub universe yesterday, and I had to turn off my open mic. It's a requirement.
Yeah, they don't like that there.
I always get caught. I always forget after I'm casting that I leave it on, and then they hear me talking to myself or yelling at YouTube or whatever the hell I'm doing.
Yelling at YouTube.
Trent.
Just singing along to my favorite musical.
That has also happened, but hey, YouTube's got a lot of diverse content. Sometimes you watch stuff that gets you pretty angry.
I'm sure your Phantom of the Opera is just fantastic.
Yes. It is.
What do we got for wards in the mid? We got that did get scheduled, I think, by the Hawk. Pretty sure Seneko saw it, so they know there's a ward either here in the mid or up here on the pillar. So we'll see if anyone wants to come and try and go for the D ward play at some point, or if they'll just try and play off. I mean, Era has the sentry; he could go on the hunt if he wanted.
Man, Secret making it difficult to assess the sort of would-be odds at this stage of the game, where I agree with you, I like this NIP draft a lot better, but it's also Secret, and they have sort of just outperformed with relatively strange picks like this.
You know, I have a thought. Does Dota Plus take players into account? I actually don't know. I assume it doesn't.
I doubt it. I have always assumed it doesn't as well.
Yeah. That thought never even crossed my mind. That'd be kind of funny if it favored teams.
I mean, in theory, it kind of should, though, right? Like, you could create an ELO system for anything, and it could just track, all right, this is the #1 ELO team.
It could just draw from their MMR, even. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean, let's all assume it doesn't, because I feel like it doesn't. It currently has a 52% for the Dyers, so there you go. Mind you, before the bounties, it was actually 51 in favor of Secrets, so purely by draft, it must have thought they were doing better.
Now, I am very curious to see what sort of a build Nisha goes for. I'm assuming it'll be just right-click Mirana, you know, like a diffusal blade, that kind of stuff. I doubt we'll see an Aghanims, but that Aghs is actually pretty good. Great farming tool, and also gives you a lot of burst potential in mid-game team fights. A lot of options for a core Mirana these days.
Yeah, it's almost a bad thing because there's like a lot of options because none of them are like particularly amazing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, oh, this hero's so flexible. But on the other hand, it's like, all right, well, she's not really that great. You just gotta pick whatever might do it for this game. It's a very unique 9th pick hero.
She does scale pretty well, though, especially around that level 15 talent. The extra attack speed from Leap allows her to do some pretty nasty right clicks, burn a lot of mana.
She had a little bit of a bump in popularity. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 3 or 4 months ago where she was being picked a lot in C. And it started as a support thing, and then it slowly transitioned to being a core thing, and then she just kind of fell off again.
Fun hero to watch, at least. Fairly quiet lane so far.
Oh yeah, it was the courier hunting. That's what it was. It was like DJ kept picking it, just like literally killing couriers constantly. And it makes sense. She's like such a good roamer in an era where roaming isn't that
Zai.
great.
That's your first blood, dude. Charlie on the anti-mage. Hell of a start for NIP.
Well, I can't say I saw that coming.
I missed the setup there. I think Zai just got stuck in the trees. The Seneko with the wraparound. Seneko does have boots first, so this Elder Titan is a little hard to get away from, I suppose.
Still no stacks for Seneko to work with either up here, though, so he's just relying on the wave. But yeah, he is a serious threat of damage, and it is 20 seconds on that first level of Swashbuckle, and he's just moving on Yapsor. Yapsor has no regen right now. He's trying to go full value in towards the Tranquils, and Seneko went a bit too far. And he goes all the way back home.
A lot of damage being traded down here in the bottom lane. Tumba Man be able to live. Does have 4 stacks of poison. Disruption from Era. 5th. Oh, this could actually be a lot of damage. All right, 320. For 3 minutes, it's pretty solid. Shadow Demon wishing he was level 3 right there.
Man, this really hurt Charlie, though. Like, he's having a nice time, and then he just misses out on pretty much a whole wave.
Oh, Era makes it back into the trees. Now Puppy, he might have overcommitted. That's going to be another kill for NIP. The Boar Slow, a bit too much. Level 1 Shikuchi has a pretty long cooldown. And when that's not up, you don't do much as the Weaver.
Oh, Charlie misses the pull. He gets the range creep up top. Yeah, you're not wrong, though. It's like, not the best position 5 situation happening here. And Saberlight, though, isn't pretty deep. No real way to help control him, so it just tanks the damage. That Blightstone is chipping away, though, from Matu.
I like this. Let's both just keep solo casting different lanes.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Not acknowledge what the other one's saying. This is my kind of commentary.
I got you covered, buddy.
Do a tri-cast and just throw somebody in the mid. Speaking of the mid, very even. Mirana is ahead in denies, so Nisha is winning it right now and picked up that 4-minute rune. So we might see the scales tip a little bit more.
We used to see her more versus Death Problem when she was a little bit better, too. Just like leaping away from the siphons.
Yep, that's a nice little counter. And the leaps also make it pretty easy to control runes. There isn't really any way Supreme can win runes unless he just wins the coin flip, where he goes bottom goes top, and gets lucky with the rune. Up top now, Yapsor taking some pokes. Zai coming in to protect his sniper. Boots first. So you go brown boots, windlace on this support sniper. Well, I guess that is the key, right? You need movement speed so you can get away from people.
I mean, did you see what he did, though? He bought no regen. He refused to buy any, even when he was down to like 200 HP. He just saved up for the Tranquils completely, and it worked out for him. It's like, how are they going to kill you, right? You would have to screw up to die. You just have to get too greedy.
Well, Matumba Man finds that kill on Era down bottom. Puppy now level 4, so a few more tools in the arsenal, namely the Swarm.
Zai got very low up top as well, had to swashbuckle back. Yapsor returns.
So, shout out to Lacoste. I've been doing more research on this Weaver thing, and I just realized he's been using the Swarm as evidence of Weaver creating offspring. But it says very clearly in the lore that he opens a gap in space-time fabric, allowing young Weavers to slip through and aid him in combat. So he's really just summoning the children of other Weavers, being his own. Lacoste, I think you might be wrong on this one. I think Weaver's a dude. He's not even a seahorse.
Well, I mean, it says, it says aid him in combat. Then, Valve's determined. They want to make him a boy.
Pronouns can be misleading. I'm looking at the facts here, Trent. The fact is, those Swarm are not coming out of Weaver. He's just pulling them through space-time. Very different.
I really like the seahorse theory, personally, so I'm a little disappointed that lore is actually there to cancel us out.
Yeah, me too. And that's a bummer.
Yeah. Leave it unfortunate.
And Exorcism was actually used in the mid lane here by Supreme. I'm not sure what triggered this, but hasn't even made it to the tower yet.
It helped secure the rune for him, too. I think that was part of it. Him and Nisha were contesting for it.
And now he'll get into the tower, get just a little bit of chip damage.
Yeah, he's just tanking it for a while because he knows the heal's coming anyway.
Up top, Zai going in onto Seneko. Actually gets a lot of damage onto Charlie, too. The Shrapnel, so good against these double melee lanes also. You can see Zai just trying to move him around, staying inside of the Shrapnel because he knows how much damage it does. Charlie not able to finish off Zai. And maybe the other way. One more. YapzOr, he needs another, and he makes it happen. He gives him the quacker for the kill.
Snako, they know where he is. Meanwhile, at the same time in the bottom lane, they made the opposite jump on the Matu. They got a double kill, taking Puppey as well. The post-roar speed gets them over there for the final hits.
All over the place. Kills happening on both sides.
Back top, they get another swashbuckle there onto Snako. He's slowed from the Orb of Venom. And YapzOr,
The quacker, one more.
Oh,
he's so fast.
He's got to take aim.
He's taking tower shots. Is he gonna live though? Nope. Well, that was a bold maneuver.
Oh, back on Zai now. He's out of mana. He's got one mango, so he is okay. Just enough mana.
Gonna TP out. He heads back home. Pretty chaotic laning phase. It was quiet in those first couple levels, but now that some of these ultis are coming out, things getting broken wide open. Matumba Man.
Matu's at a remnants down bottom.
Yeah, being repelled down in the bottom. That's going to be 3 stacks, soon to be 4 poison, a disruption, but YapzOr makes the rotation, and now Saberlight will be repelled.
Yo, Eric on him again.
You can really see how much NIP are respecting the shrapnel, though.
Bringing Snako as well, though.
For the hunt.
A tough call now. I guess he's just gonna hang out and and play down here and give the space up to Charlie. I guess Charlie is level 6, so he's kind of okay up here by himself. Now he can just get free reign and begin the free farm train for the Anti-Mage. So 3 cores of NIP just behind the Ember Spirit, but looking pretty good up there.
Radiant's middle tower is
Man,
under
this 1v1 isn't Pango pretty annoying? Yeah, like the disarm and whatnot. This isn't the best matchup for Anti-Mage, though he should still be all right.
I mean, he'll have his ring of health soon too, so I think he's just fine.
Doesn't really matter. Okay. All right, well, now down bottom. Asleep does connect on the Matumba Man. Does have a remnant.
Oh, that arrow, though.
He pops the ulti, and ooh, he gets bursted down. Nisha gives him the business. Level 4 Star Storm, level 2 Sacred Arrow. It's a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, and you saw the pings right away. They had the ward right in there, so they saw the path that she was taking, and easy arrow there from Nisha. That is pretty painful.
Yeah.
Like, plus, you popped your ulti too, thinking this tower's supposed to be free, and now, like, you talk about momentum with some of these mid heroes. DP's one that really wants it. Snako, he goes to the ward knowing it's there thanks to his Death Prophet's untimely demise, but then he also dies for it. So that ward gets 2 kills for its Team Secret.
Another one for Nisha. 4-5, but it is Secret with a small gold lead.
Oh, meanwhile, Charlie has to be pulled off the top lane because he needs to come and contest this tower. Try and get his team some XP. I mean, I wouldn't be too sure Zai won't just come back. Kind of surprised he didn't.
Yeah, he gets it. I guess goes uncontested.
He gets bounty instead.
Swarm flying through. Down bottom. Little skirmish around the bounties. And Puppey does get the arcane rune. Almost denied by the Prophet, but falls short.
That would have been a good way for a DB to try and like get back on the right path, right? Get at least one arcane ulti off, so then he could pop another one sooner. Try and take the mid and the bottom towers. For now, they just gotta relax. Yeah, so we're already into the point booster. Let's see his last game. I think he had 12 minutes for the point booster, so he's already ahead of that.
Oh, bottom lane. Matumba Man makes it back. 3 heroes in his lane pressuring. Yep, we talk about this a lot, but I think one of the reasons why the YapzOr support insert strange hero here works is because they are so good at efficiently farming the map. Like, as soon as Nisha made that rotation bottom, you looked mid, there was a sniper there soaking up those last hits and experience. Like, he's not running around playing some sacrificial support, just putting wards down. The YapzOr finds these little spots to farm and get experience and make sure he doesn't fall behind. Like, look at the net worth. Yeah. He's right behind Zai.
Yeah, he's a very farm-centric guy. Zai's been playing in those kind of lineups for, like, the longest time, too. Like, between, like, him and 3-3 as well. Previously, like, they know how to make that work. Zai using the swashbuckle. That's going to open up an opportunity for the kill. Wanted to clear that wave, and it cost him.
There you go. That's a freebie for the AM. And 1 step closer to his Battle Fury.
Yeah, bottom. They're going to get a free pick onto Snako. Man, he dies fast.
Sure does. And YapzOr going to take credit. And now he's going to get 1 step closer to his Aghanims. So is this 5 Weaver? Do you buy Ags? Is that still the build? Or is it too
I would think he's
expensive?
probably gonna do like medallion or something. Like I don't
Yeah.
think he's gonna aim as it's that high.
Oh, puppy has. Mana a little less so, but
And Zai's just right back up here. I mean, sure, he dies and they still get the tower eventually. And Zai's back to like just kind of farming and hitting creeps. I don't think this was too terrible of a situation for them.
no, definitely not. And predictably so, Anti-Mage moves into the jungle to try to finish up the Battle Fury. Safer farm with the treads. He can actually kill stuff. And Nisha is indeed going for this right-click build. First item, Chrysalis. And then going to go into a Deso. So kind of doing that damage Void Spirit build. Same general idea. Just buff up those right clicks nice and early. Probably fight around the Deso timing. Secure yourselves some Roche.
Yeah, try and utilize
pretty
the
good.
attack speed bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good call. Not buying any attack speed items besides the treads. Damage. Marana, like, big number.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is a really interesting Marana pick. Because again, it's not a hero we see very often, but when you start looking at all the things in this game, it's like, man, you know, this is actually a pretty cool game for Marana. Like, she's mobile, so she can sync up and play with both the Pango and the Ember. She's very survivable because the lockdown is pretty hit or miss other than Roar on the side of NIP. The only downside I would say is that the silence is still there. She's very vulnerable to that because of her itemization. Like, she doesn't really want an early Blade Mail, or sorry, early BKB or an early Manta necessarily, unless it's like a really good defusal game. So she does have to be careful about that. Silence is kind of king in this one. But aside from that, it's a really good game for her.
Yep. We might see her rise in popularity a little bit. Now, the more I think about it, the more I feel like she could be a niche pick that could fit into this meta. Mobility and vision have both been so strong. And her ultimate is not something to be underestimated.
She kind of feels like a bit of a replacement hero, though. Like, you know, better versions of her are just banned in this game. Like, as you pointed out before, like the Void Spirit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I would call her a discount Void Spirit.
Well, dust popped
like a
on
Bogo.
Yasuo down here, but the arrow will hit onto Saneko, and oh, the turnaround, man. Shoot arrow, hit arrow. That makes the hero look good. That's for sure.
Look at that burst. Come in, you get the extra star from the storm.
They're gonna roar up Zai here. Man, that's a lot of
Find
damage.
this kill. All the summons are there. Matama Man trying his best. Might get the counter kill onto Era. Defensive disruption. Very nice. Era on the run, but not going to be able to outrange the slight. Matsu now going blow for blow with Saberlight. Pesky little Necro units there. It is only a level 1 Necro book.
Yeah, it's only 600 last will damage. Pretty laid back game for Secret. Not a lot of forward movement. Now they're going to rotate a bunch of heroes mid, though. Is this going to change things, or is it's just a bottle refill? All right, fair enough.
It'll be interesting to see when they get more aggressive, because you're right, they are playing this very much like just chillin' style, and they are maintaining a net worth lead, but they're also giving a lot of space to this anti-mage. And obviously they're aware of this. They know he doesn't have the best timing on this Battle Fury, but eventually they are going to want to crank up this aggression and make sure AM doesn't get too much space. We see Supreme initiated on now, and that is a lot of burst with the sniper ult on top. He's even trying to Spirit Siphon off the creep. They let him
Good
go.
save.
Respecting the vision there. Obviously, from our point of view, they could have just kept on going and found that kill, but no vision uphill. Nisha knows better than to charge up to darkness,
Radiant's bottom tower
knowing that
is
that
under
could have been a
attack.
trap. Ah, the mind games, Trent.
I mean, we talk about how they're not even playing that aggressive, but look, they've still abandoned their whole jungle inside of the NIP.
Dire's top tower is under
Matsu is the
attack.
only one up here right now, but they still feel like they can't really be here. All these creeps are being gone under or unfarmed. As it is a level 11 Ember Spirit that Saneko's going to try and defend this tower against.
It does feel like NIP are playing pretty passage. Almost like Secret are sitting back, but they still have the majority of the map to farm.
It's more understandable for NIP, of course, because like they have the Anti-Mage and just trying to like buy him some time. But it feels like the Beastmaster's not getting that pressure down the bottom lane that he would be hoping for at the moment. They need that Death Prophet back in this this action here.
I would like to see...
They are losing their Ancients.
Yeah, I want to see NIP do a little more of this 4+1. If you have Exorcism up, I think you should be trying to take back some of this territory and either scare bad Secret or take a fight with your ultimate.
I think them not going in there is probably the best right now, as long as they're not going to defend that bottom tower, though, right? Like, Saberlight was just able to hold this the whole time. They have Era lurking in behind, so Secret are the ones who just kind of made a big movement, and they farmed the Ancients and everything, but it's, you know, they ended up losing gold on that movement.
For now.
That is a long roll from Zai. He's looking for exactly what just happened. That was a bold call. If that had worked out, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, sort of a coin flip, I guess, for Secret of, well, we know Anti-Mage is in the jungle. There's really only 2 jungles he could be in. Let's invade that territory, take his Ancients, and see if we can find him. And NIP do a good job dodging, but you can see the thought process for Secret. And now they're going to wrap around down bottom. Poor Era. He's going to be in the middle of this Secret sandwich. Another one for Yappy.
What a dum-dum.
I hope on that.
Well, when you can go 3-1-2 in 15 minutes on support Sniper, you're kind of just playing an underfarmed... Poor Sniper. He's feeling pretty all right.
Dire's bottom tower.
And 18.5 minutes, we get the Battle Fury complete. So, 2 more items, and Charlie will be able to join the fights.
See if he can catch up, make up some of this net worth gap. I guess really Secret's lead is in the supports right now when you look at that net worth breakdown.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just Yapzor. And the gap of Era, too, of course, is very poor on the Shadow in this game.
Bottom tier 1 goes down, though. It might be a trade. NIP pressuring this tier 1. Glyph from
I already rolled Andy's Invis.
Bounces off the pillar there, and he'll be good.
Yeah, he got attacked by the boar, so he knows there's an Ob Sentry combo up there. I believe it's what he just pinged.
Now look at this, bud. Saberlight, Shadow Blade on the Beastmaster.
Trying to not only just increase his own split push, but give them... Like, we know that they only have, like, 1 good stun, so... You know, you're either going Blink or Shadow Blade this game.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious why Shadow Blade. I suppose against Weaver, Sniper, Blink can be a little scary, right? If they hit you and break it, then it's a wasted investment, where Shadow Blade is always useful. We'll see the roar up top, and Zai gets deleted as Seneko drops the Earth Splitter.
I mean, that silence cannot be underestimated right now, because they still have nothing versus it. Like, Matsu hasn't gone in towards anything. Like, he's holding a lot of gold. Maybe he's thinking exactly, like, what he's going to need right now, but... The silence is just guaranteed for full duration at the moment.
Yes, sir. Supreme maybe in trouble. Nisha with a couple of leaps forward. Now it's Puppy that's in pretty deep. Good time lapse. Matsu chases down Seneko. They find him with some chains, and they will grab the Elder Titan. I think everyone else for NIP will make it back to safety.
Well, space for Charlie in the mid. He takes the tower with the help of a DD. But they did also defend the top tower now from Team Secret. There's a ward left behind, though, from NIP. Bit of a sneakier one, too. Off to the side. Might live a little bit longer. And with that Deso and crit, though, and the wards in that bottom half of the map, they see a lot of these NIP heroes moving around down here, and they say, that's a free rush. The Dire do scan, though. ET's coming. That'll get the Spirit over there. Yapzor, it's closing in on the Aghanim, so he does not want to be anywhere near the pit at the moment.
Even with the Deso, it's a little bit of a scary proposition. Here comes the Spirit. It's going to get there a little too late. That's a heartbreaker for NIP, but a good read from Secret, knowing how quickly they can kill Roche.
Well, I mean, look at the wards. They had a ward right here. They had another ward in here, and they just de-warded one of the wards here. So they had, like, full vision over this whole area where all the NIP heroes are. So it's just, like, super easy, Roche.
Elder Titan makes it hinky, though. He is so good at delaying Roche. It's
true, but, I mean, when you can see 4 of their heroes.
Yeah. Just like Echo Stomp sleeps for 5 seconds.
Oh, no,
and only has an 11-second cooldown.
Missed the chains, a rare miss.
Yeah, they're still gonna find him though.
Dire's top tower is under.
Doesn't miss him that time.
Oh, 30 gold. Let's go, Yapzor. Oh, this thing's so silly. It's a 1.5 second stun. That always blows my mind.
That is a pretty long stun. Given how easy it is to use.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting way far back.
And it goes from a 2-second channel to the 0.5 seconds, so it's just like basically
Yeah.
a click and point.
And it's, I mean, 500 damage isn't nothing. That's a good way to start a
Dude,
fight.
that arrow actually just hit Supreme. Are they going to follow up on this?
They sure are. They're going to jump in. They will full to zero him in the duration of that Sacred Arrow stun.
Has Nisha missed one?
I don't know. Not that I've seen.
I actually haven't seen him miss an arrow. Even these ones that are just like scouting arrows are hitting people.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Got the magnet hands, the homing arrows.
Yeah, Mirana always reminds me of Wind Ranger. It's like if you're landing those clutch shackles, she looks like a god. Mirana's the same way with the arrows. Sing Sing style.
Phew!
There's the stun. Set
They
it up
have
for
so
Mott.
much mobility to catch up on this. Oh my god.
Well, that just made a pretty good case for this support sniper. That right there was a goddamn layup if I've ever seen one.
Well, think about it too, because you have 1.5 seconds for every arrow to travel too, and then you can add onto it with the bolas. So the odds of you getting the arrow connector to connect is very high.
Yeah, their reach of initiation combined with the amount of stun lock is very impressive. So I feel like these drafts that we keep seeing out of Puppy in this group stage are like, they don't make sense at first, and then you see it and go, all right, look, there it was, right there. Supreme couldn't do anything. Yapsor ulted him from out of vision, and then Nisha hit a free arrow, and it's just a dead Death Prophet. I wasn't really picturing this combo when we saw this in the draft, and now it seems so obvious.
I remember I'm gonna get Zai down bottom, I believe. Maybe not with the wand.
Oh,
It's not enough
rolling
damage.
out. Bounces off the wall. Here comes the setup.
Zai wants him.
Zai's gonna turn it. The arrow is off the mark. TP out. Saberlight not gonna make it. They've got the damage. Nisha just hits too hard. Nisha has a Hyperstone now as well. He's just gonna get an AC.
And the
So he
Imp.
does hit
Oh my god.
very hard.
He does so much damage.
He got 2 crits.
Era, his heat map is gonna be like very dense in this part of the map. Just lurking down here. But I remember there's an interview with Puppy where he was talking about how some of the drafts and hero combos that he found have come from like ability draft playing. And he wouldn't say which ones either, because he said there were more. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe he had Arrow and Sniper X.
Supreme getting destroyed by this Mirana. Nisha now #1 on net worth
Radiant's
and
top
decently
tower
far
is
ahead
under
over the
attack.
DP.
Dire's bottom
Meanwhile,
tower is
Matumba
under
Man
attack.
setting up onto Elder Titan. Ownage.
This will come in handy.
Zai's just going in again.
He sure is. Bouncing all
wait,
over.
the arrow
Gets
still
frontal
hits.
roared, and he baits in the arrow.
Dude, how is this working with a Beastmaster?
But, like, Supreme's down. They've already killed him. Zai still lives. Shadow Poison, not going to connect, and Zai will survive through it all.
How? Like, this is supposed to be one of those heroes that the arrows are bad versus.
Dude, they're just running at him. Look at this poor AM. He does have Manta, so that gives him 1 reset. But now Puppy chasing him down. I think this AM's found his out, and he's got it.
Man, Puppy's so rich them snowballing like this. He is just going to go straight for the Aghanim. I guess when you have the Deso on the Mirana, then you don't really feel the need for them dallying quite as hard.
It doesn't feel like they're having damage issues. I'll definitely agree with that.
No. And we know they only
Already.
have 1 stun, so if you do manage to get yourselves an Aghanims on this support Weaver, then that's the end of the line for NIP.
It's so strange because you would think we're 25 minutes in, and it's like, yeah, if Sniper and Weaver get farmed and they both get Aghanims pretty quick, then this game's going to be great for Secret. But then you ask yourself, well, how are they going to do that? Because you got a support Weaver and a support Sniper. So how do you win the lanes? And Secret just kind of did it. They made that question a moot point because now the Aghanims is out on Puppy.
I think part of it is just like, again, that whole
Radiant's
mobility,
bottom
and
tower is
they're
under
so good at reading what the enemy team wants to do. And we've talked about this a lot with Death Prophet, but she's like so obvious how she's gonna play. Like that rotation from Supreme to the bottom lane, like they had the ward perfectly set because they know those rotations are coming. She gets arrowed in the tree and her first exorcism is just like a waste. And then, you know, this is definitely a momentum-based hero who wants to be like accumulating more gold and tower pressure and helping your teammates to invade the jungle. And they never really got that pressure rolling. Like the AM has taken more towers.
Yep, absolutely. Predictability. I mean, that seems like a similar reason as we've talked about Tidehunter not looking that great in a lot of the games that we've seen him, except for the like and counter picks specifically. He's just a little predictable. You can almost see the ult coming a lot of times. Nice Yules here from the Death Prophet. Does save her from the Yapsor stun. However, it does not keep her alive. Damage overwhelming.
That is certainly the case.
I am overwhelmed right now.
Consider me overwhelmed. As he used the counter spell there, fire one back at Yapsor. It's not very nice.
I guess that is one advantage the AM has, right? If you can send back the stun with the counter spell.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that works like the opposite way, where when it hits you, you can cast it. Not like you don't have to have it like preset, you know.
Oh, right.
Because like there's some spells where you would think it wouldn't work. Like, oh, he tried to manta dodge that arrow, and he actually hit the real one.
That is
now
a bummer.
He's chain stunned.
Although the follow-up is here, and AM's going to be okay. Saberlight, on the other hand.
What just happened?
All right, he gets the courier.
Puppy ulted Nisha back onto the cliff.
Wait.
He just had to leap back down after waiting for the full charge time. I was looking at Nisha like he was going to go kill the AM, and suddenly Nisha just vanished.
Oh, you win some, you lose some. AM's the fine arrow.
I think Puppy was trolling him, dude.
Charlie,
I don't actually know what just happened.
Well, Visha makes up for it and then some. Finds an arrow on the AM, then they rock up to kill Supreme. Dude, I hate to say calling it too early, but this just feels like it is over. I don't know what NIP can do. The Death Prophet has now been relegated to a support. And as best as AM's been trying, he's been keeping up on his farm. Do you have any answers to stop this push?
But the repair kit.
Okay. All right, that is a temporary answer. I will yield. But how do they stop the Mirana? All the points you made before in terms of her mobility and their lack of lockdown, it kind of feels like Nisha's just having a free game 0 and 7, just running around, chucking arrows, killing people.
It's a bit hard because, like, lockdown is not the easiest thing to buy in the early game, right? That is a very hard problem to fix. That's why crafting stuns is so important.
Well, AM's going to go for the Abyssal Blade. He's working on it.
Yeah.
They know.
They got the net at the very least. Yeah, that's something.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
These are the kind of moments where you kind of wish the Elder Titan was just almost any other support that had some lockdown that's more reliable.
Well, to be fair, I can understand why Elder Titan would feel good versus TSpirit, because like if you think you're gonna get like rolled on, he has a good way of defending towers and setting up for potential comebacks. But they just picked again all these heroes that it's really hard to actually combo.
It's super hard. Now they get Roche again. Aegis on Nisha. Cream does pop the ultimate. They're getting pretty low. Silence on Nisha, but the DP just gets evaporated. Oh, is he going to live through this? Yep, he's good. Charlie down, Saberlight down, NIP in shambles, and GG. There you go. They call it, still with Barracks standing, but that was their Hail Mary into the Roche pit, and I get it. That poor Death Prophet. I almost feel bad for Supreme. Like he said, his first rotation was completely sniffed out.
Team Secret's turn to ban.
I love this way of going about things. Like, back in the dark days of the DDoSing and whatnot of 2013, 2014, and 2015, I mean, even on a good day, you were looking at like 12 minutes between games.
It adds up.
Yeah.
If you're casting 6 games, that's like an extra hour onto your day of just dead time, where it's not long enough to do anything else, but just short enough that day's still long.
It's time to hang out with you lovely people, at the very least.
Yeah.
So,
best part of my day. Shout out to you, Twitch chat. Thank you so much for being nice and friendly and so inclusive with one another. Now, first pick, Keeper of the Light. Speaking of inclusivity, he's going to hold it all together for NIP. We've seen this opener many times.
You know, he does bring people together. That's actually exactly what his ultimate does.
Exactly. It's trying to bring you closer to one another, you know?
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Now, they take the Witch Doctor. Oh, I love me some Secret Witch Doctor. Probably a position 5 for Puppy. That would be my first thought here.
But of course, we've already seen it on YapSor, so you never know. We know Zai likes it, and we know they've been picking all kinds of wild stuff.
Zai does like Witch Doctor, actually. That is a fair point.
He's tried it in pubs. You know, he wants it to work.
Dude, I would love to see a core Witch Doctor go for an Aghanims. That would make my
turn to pick.
Wednesday. That would absolutely make my day. Dragon Knight as well for Secret. We've seen him a number of times now. Great flex pick for the opener. Now your real question. What do NIP want? Are we considering a Bristleback here? Are we considering a Bounty Hunter? What are these other combos with Chakra that Coddle enables?
Yeah, I'll just wait. I'm looking through the last games. They're like all YapSor. They haven't even been giving it to Puppy.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, so there's a fairly good chance this is just straight up going to be for YapSor.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
So, in terms of what were you saying, what are they going to give to Puppy? So you're thinking for later on?
No, what are they going to pair with the Coddle? It's the Bounty. So I was saying, is it Bristle or is it Bounty or is it something else? And of course, we got the Hunter here. So for those of you that somehow missed it, I'm sure it was on the Reddits. The Aghanims on Bounty allows you to steal gold with the Shuriken. It adds a Janata to it. So you get the Keeper of the Light on your team, and you Chakra the Bounty Hunter after he uses Shuriken, and he's just throwing Shurikens all over the place that are bouncing to people that have tracks, and he steals gold like you wouldn't believe. It also does a hell of a lot of damage, but the gold swing is insane. I think last time we saw this, he stole about 3,000 gold in 25 minutes.
That's right. It was 3,000 gold, and then it was like almost 3 times as much as the lowest net worth hero on the enemy team.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
So, and it's particularly powerful, again, because it's not just a gold gain for the Bounty Hunter. It's a swing. So it's minus 3k for the other side, plus 3k for the team with the Bounty Hunter. So it's deceptively good. And I'm very curious what Secret will do in response to this.
And when you start with Witch Doctor Dragon Knight, like, instantly to me that says like, okay, they're probably going to be like pushing on the earlier end, right? That's like one thing you could assume that they could do with this. Now maybe he'll just go double brace or blink, and the Witch Doctor will chill out a little bit, and there's gonna be space makers, whatever. But you have to be wary of like, come on, like full 5-man rundown, like Chen's still in the pool kind of stuff. So Bounty Hunter typically is fairly good against that kind of lineup. Like, if it's full 5-man, he can struggle, but the benefit is that if you win those team fights when you're down, the track gold is absolutely huge for trying to come back into the game.
Yeah. But of course, it doesn't take off until the Aghanims comes out. So there is a little window where this combo isn't really at its full strength. For now, we're assuming it's a core position 3 Bounty Hunter.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we've also seen the 4, but as you said, we are going to assume it's 3 just based on the way they played it before, the Aghanims and everything. If I'm
the 4 Bounty did not seem nearly as good.
No. I definitely want someone who could punish the Queen of Pain from blinking in on the 4. They already got rid of the Grimstroke. That would have been pretty nice too, actually. That'd be a cool combo. Because then you could do the... Wow, that would actually be insane. Good snipe by Secret. Imagine if you had... Holy shit. Dude, have they done that? Man, Puppy's so smart to think of that. Imagine if they had Soulbound and double Chakra. There would be 2 bouncing chakras going. It'd be like when you double Fade Bolt or Ether Shock. Think about how insanely stupid that would be.
Yeah, I guess so.
That would have been literally doubling the damage.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Man.
That is a big brain ban. Now that I'm trying to like factor it out in my head, and yeah.
That would have been crazy. Man, now I'm really disappointed they didn't have Grimstroke the last time they did this.
Yeah, now I want to see the combo in its truly full form.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Very smart. So they will take the 4. So does that punish Queen if she blinks in? Kind of.
Yeah, potentially.
Like you have the Bedlam damage, but she can also hit through with 2 spells on the Shadow Realm, which is kind of scary as a Dark Willow. And it's like you do a lot of damage, but it's not enough to overwhelm someone like a DK either. But still, you know, very strong position for hero. Pretty flexible. Has some saving potential to the Terrorize, but also just like roaming potential to maybe help out with some of these earlier tracks with the Bounty too. The other heroes that they used last time were the Monkey King was pretty pivotal in that game. Because Supreme was just setting up for everything and helping to protect the Bounty Hunter and scouting out the side lanes to create the good track kill opportunities. So might be something to keep an eye on for NIP.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sort of feel like this thrives where you have frontliners that can start fights, create like Pango-esque heroes that can get in the way and make a little space for the Bounty.
Well, I mean, the Bristle's still it, right?
Yeah, you could do a safe lane Bristle.
Oh, that's what they did last time. They did the offlane Bristle, remember?
Oh, right.
And we were like, oh, this Bristle's not having a great time.
I forgot. Yeah, we kept talking about the Bristle Coddle combo, and they didn't use it in the lane, and then we realized, oh, it's the Coddle Bounty combo. But you're right. That's like the perfect kind of hero, someone that can just run in, take a lot of damage, absorb it up, and kind of just get the vision for Bounty Hunter to throw out the tracks. Because remember, you got to stack up tracks on a couple heroes to get the shurikens to bounce for it to be like super devastating.
So, look how long Puppy's taken to pick his hero here. Assuming it's if it is still a Yaps or Witch Doctor, he's burning all this reserve time to just pick Venge again, which is what he picked the last time when we were watching the Yaps or Witch Doctor.
Well, I do like this. A lot of mobility still and a great amount of lockdown. Again, with this sort of chain stun, combo somebody down. You got Dragon Tail, Magic Missile, Cask. Very solid for Secret.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
I wonder why Venge in particular here.
I mean, it syncs up well with the Witch Doctor. Like, again, the whole 5-man idea is still there with the aura, the additional minus armor for the Death Wards, and just, you know, quality hero.
It gives you a way to like catch the Bounty Hunter. If he's in a bad position, you can actually swap him and kill him rather than having to watch him track up your whole team. But they grabbed the Meepo. I feel like we've talked about NIP's potential to pick Meepo, and is this the first time they've actually done it in this tournament? I mean,
I feel like they might have picked it at one game, didn't like day one maybe? No, actually, I don't see it. Yeah, you're right. I cast a couple of them at the We Play League.
Yeah.
Previously, like they were definitely whipping that thing out a lot. It was part of their like rise to a bit more of an impressive status in the Dota 2 community.
This is a pretty good Meepo game, I would say.
The classic counterpick against the Queen of Pain. That's like the hero she hates the most, pretty much. Even though she has like kind of cool tools. Like when you think of Sonic Wave, like at least it is this giant overlapping thing of slap down damage that can help.
And remember, you only have to kill one Meepo, and they have enough stun that they could totally chain stun one down, pop a Quapple. If you, I mean, the Witch Doctor curse, I think is pretty annoying versus Meepo. Definitely gives you a lot more kill potential than you'd have otherwise in certain scenarios.
But it is more so a good Meepo game than a bad Meepo game, I would say.
Correct.
But yeah, you're right. It's not like they're completely hopeless. It's just
they have some.
It's a nice looking Meepo game.
Yeah. But it is also a 4th pick Meepo. So is there something that Secret can grab here to try and counter him?
Love these scenarios when it comes to drafting because you finally get to see what a team really thinks is like these super important counters, right? Because there's so much flexibility on Team Secret. They could theoretically pick any role right now based on their current heroes, right? Like literally any role. This could be like a 1 Venge. They could pick a 5. This could be like they can actually pick anything. So NIP,
the only thing we know is that Witch Doctor's 100% support for the most. Like I think that one is pretty locked in.
Yes.
Everything else, Position 1 Venge would be nuts.
But since he can be a 5 or a 4, then they can theoretically do whatever. So by that metric, NIP should basically just ban out the hero that they think is best versus Meepo. Like almost overall, that's still left in. And there's some debate on that. I mean, they're just going to ban out the Death Prophet. So.
And then, hey, they take the Pango. Okay. So it looks like it is going to be a 1 Bounty Hunter, the off-lane Pango, and a mid Meepo for NIP. Interesting.
I like the Pango more than the Bristle because I think the Bristle is like, it barely worked that game. Like it was looking a little sketch.
I think the Pango
until they started popping off
is a little less farm sensitive. Ooh, and the Morphling for Secret. Okay, now how do you set up these lanes? It is a Nisha Morphling. Are they going to do Morph versus Meepo mid? Is that a Morphling favored matchup, similar to like the Morph versus Ember?
It's a good question. It sounds kind of all right.
I guess we're going to find out.
It's hard to tell because we've seen these matches go better for the opponents now with the changes to the Meepo lately. Like all these changes, like his laning status has just been diminished by quite a bit. Like he lost a lot of armor, I think, because like the way the base damage and the agility changed. He's now moved that level up too for the additional Meepo, and all that stuff just counts for so much in the mid lane that it's really hard to judge until you actually get to see these, amazing players play their heroes.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So. Meepo, it's been an interesting month trying to digest all the changes to Dota. But I think Meepo in particular has been in a wild state of flux. Game changes and then changes to his agi and all the items that he likes to buy. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he's still pickable, considering how many nerfs he got hit with. I mean, I know he had like a crazy high win rate before, but still, like, he lost a lot of stock in the past like month and a half.
Yeah. So it is that puppy Venge, and Matu takes the Dragon Knight, which means Zai will be on the Queen of Pain, leaving Yapzor for the Witch Doctor.
I'm looking forward to seeing these builds. Like, are we gonna get these Zai Greaves again on the Queen of Pain? Looks like a pretty good game for it, right?
Oh, yeah. I think any kind of Dispel against this Track Coddle combo, that is the one thing we didn't see. We didn't really see much Dispel to try to counter it. And if
they actually had
around
nothing,
that,
if I recall. I don't think they had any way to take it off.
I mean, do you go... I guess Greaves are still good, but like...
Greaves are nice because you could Dispel the net too. Right?
That's true. It's true. But items like Yules, obviously Lotus Orb. Would love to see a Lotus Orb come out this game for Secret, though I don't know who's going to buy it. Not really a DK item. So what do you think? Can NIP do this? Is this still feeling like a good Meepo game?
Yeah, I think so overall. I think it's, with a known Meepo team, like they like to spam this thing. Yeah, I would be pretty pleased with this. I mean, previously I remember that they were banning the Necrophos was one of these other heroes they always looked for too. And then that's been taken out too, so I don't think they really care about the Meepo that much. Sorry, the Morphling. And indeed, Nisha will be heading to the mid, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm excited to watch this mid matchup. Now, Trent, I got a Twitch lore question for you.
Love it.
The Kipo emote.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Meepo reference, correct? That's like a Dota global emote in Twitch?
Yeah, it's been there like forever. It's been there since,
I thought so.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't, like the dog face one. A lot of people think that's me. It just looks like me with a hood on. It's not actually me, So I wasn't sure if there was some other meme there around the Kipo.
You know what I miss more than anything? My favorite emote was Nightbat. And then they took it away. I liked spamming Nightbat when people picked Night Stalker because he was pretty popular. And then one day they just killed Nightbat.
Why?
I don't know. They just took it away, dude. The march of civilization.
Huh.
I was watching a video about the Tasmanian tiger, and that's what they called it in the voiceover. Whenever people destroyed islands and all of the environmentalism, they called it the Tasmanian tiger has suffered from the march of civilization. I thought that's a really nice way of putting destroying the entire environment.
That's a classic newscaster spin.
It's so good. There was nothing that could stop the march of civilization. We were helpless, but to kill all the Tasmanian tigers.
That's a great quote. The age of spin.
Nice snipe by Puppy. Finds that sneaky little ward.
All right, well, you're in charge of the side lanes, bud. I'm watching mid, and I'm taking my hands off the keyboard. You can't stop me.
I mean, look at the damage to start, right? I mean, this should be good, right? At the very beginning, you would think Nisha's going to do very well.
Yes, he's got 71, and Meepo's got 56.
That's kind of Morph's big thing at the beginning, right? He slaps.
And now level 4 until you get that second Meepo. So these first couple levels they're rough for the Digger.
He's just got so much regen, too. Like, he's already got 3 more tangos in his pockets there for Nisha.
We talk about this all the time, but one of the aspects of Morphling that makes him viable mid is his ability to use regen so effectively with shifting his agi and strength, going low strength so that he gets higher percentage out of the tangos and salves. it's got to be obnoxious to match up against mid when you just have to use salves like a normal hero.
Yeah, but the way players are just so good at just like spreading the creep waves these days, it's like it doesn't even matter some of these matchups sometimes. Like if you don't have a way to just kill the other guy, sometimes this just happens where like he's just constantly threatening with the poof. And, like sure he can't kill Nisha, but he still forces him back. I say as Nisha gets walked off our man. Nisha knows how to push that limit, as you said.
Not a good look for me.
The Meepo's doing fine though. 9-2 against the 7-0 Morphling. It's a good start for him. Goes for the poof. Nisha. Oh, wait for him in. This is close.
Nisha.
Supreme. He pops the salve, but it's not enough. Nisha gets the first blood. Dude, the Meepo went all in for that.
Nisha baited him so hard, man. He knew. Man, I mean, there's a reason this is his best hero, right? This was the hero first phase banned every single game when Nisha first came on the scene.
Yep.
Man, that was gross.
That was like that Bristleback Ember matchup we were looking where this point comes at level 3, level 4, and they're both like, I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. And somebody goes home the loser. And it shifts the momentum in the lane quite a bit. We'll see how much it shifts it here. Supreme just comes right back. Now about half a level behind Nisha.
All right, I will now look at side lanes to see what's going on. Thankfully, our first blood was mid, so it was all worth it, at the very least. Meanwhile, up top, I mean, they have plenty of options up here. Like, Dark Willow's one of the better heroes, just like pulling creeps. She just kind of wander around. She's got annoying tools like the Shadow Realm, so if they were to get in trouble, they could have went that route. But it looks like they're just kind of happy sitting in lane, punching Zai, harassing while the creeps are there, and pulling their own creeps back under the tower for Saberlight. And Puppey gets his stack on for the next pull, as he obviously covered that ward at the very start of the game too. So things looking good for them. His mid. Careful now, Supreme. You've already been waveformed on. But there it is, Meepo number 2.
Okay, this is where things should start to shift a little. Up top, we'll see a little skirmish breakout. Saberlight getting repelled. Dagger from Zai. Deadly. Went for that second point in Shadow Strike at level 3. Very annoying to lane against.
Saberlight, yeah, they're saying the courier's back. Oh, maybe they're not. Saberlight's gonna get this one.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Freebie.
All right, with the second Meepo, he's gonna go jungle a little bit, just get his life back, because Supreme was very low in the mid. So the total free farm will begin for Nisha. Sure, there's high elasticity on the Meepo, but he's obviously died, and those are neutral, so Nisha well ahead right now, about 400 gold.
Solid stuff for the Morphling.
Yeah. Puppey tries to get a pull going on, but now he's getting teamed on as Zai rotates over.
Shadow Realm used. Some damage out onto Puppey, but Saberlight pretty low. I don't think NIP are going to win this battle. Zai finishes off Era. Saberlight barely makes it back.
I mean, the double...
He's going to have to run all the way
double
home.
sticks for Puppey. Like, he's deceptively tanky. 700 HP, and he had 5 armor, too. He's got more HP than the Pango.
Gold headdress. Bottom lane, there was also some damage exchanged. Witch Doctor DK, kind of a cool lane. Witch Doctor going for this classic build with 2 points in the Maledict at 3, so they can at least threaten. Not easy to find kills, but they're pressuring Charlie pretty well. DK a good amount ahead of him, 26 last hits compared to 14.
Yeah, you should never get zoned out in this lane, right? Like, as the DK, what is your real concern here?
Mako gets the bounty, though. Well, here's the advantage to Coddle. He's quite fast. 330 movement speed without boots.
TPO?
I guess he's not gonna.
Well, he did.
This is a bold maneuver.
I mean, no, just morph, so he's just like...
I mean, still. Surely Nisha won't rotate for this free kill.
Maybe thought he was rotating top or something.
Puppey trying to find his kill before he dies, and he does. Saberlight goes down. Now Zai's rotated in. Shadow Realm away, but Era going to be in big trouble. Puppey the Poppy pops the mango. And can't get in range for the magic missile. Venge a little bit slow. There are boots on Era, so good try, but...
Why is Puppey winning 2v1s? It looks like what's happening is basically they come for the creep wave, Zai throws the dagger. Then Zai goes back to the wave, and Puppey just kind of chases and right-clicks until they decide they're going to turn and fight, and then Zai just blinks back and then just gets the kill. It's not a great setup for NIP up here. And now you have 2 cores that are struggling. So Saberlight's going to go mid on the Pango. The Meepo's still in the jungle, and now Dark Willow's pretty much going to be leeching the top lane.
This is a little bit of a rocky start for NIP. Now in the bottom, Seneko initiated on Dragon Tail into Curse. Wow, that's a quick pick on the Coddle, and now they're just going to turn on to Charlie. It's such an easy setup. Yeah, it's the Witch Doctor with the urn. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Matsu just walked up.
Fly out on the Coddle. I was like, oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like Dragon Tail is such a long stun duration at level 1. It's a free maledict every single time. You follow up with the cast, get a breathe fire. It's a lot of damage. I don't think you're going to survive through the curse very often.
They brought Yapster up top here too at the 7-minute mark, so he's going to try and sneak through the tree line and get a free kill onto Era here. He goes east instead. Looks like they spot the Meepo on this ward down near the river, but now they jump onto Era, and we'll force out the Shadow Realm here. Likewise, there's Radiant Vision in here still, spotting everything.
I'm a little nervous though about how much space NIP are giving Nisha right now. That's kind of the drawback
up, though,
to the Meepo is. Yeah, but doesn't Meepo want to be ahead? Doesn't he have a little bit of that alchemist type factor? Being even with the Morphling at 10 minutes is not good for the Meepo.
Yes and no. I think like it kind of depends on the allies, because Meepo can do a lot with that early gold. Despite he wants a ton of gold, but I would say that he can be more active than a Morphling can, because he at least has the option to build more active, whereas Morphling doesn't really. Like the most active Morphling build is pretty much like E-Blade first, which still is going to take longer than like a Rush Blink or something for the Meepo, but looks like Supreme's going for the E-Blade first anyway, so there you go.
Yeah, they could match each other. I know, man, we've seen this before. Nisha takes some damage, but he will be just fine. Charlie stealing a little more gold there. Need to be careful when you're tracked up against Shuriken Toss, when you're shifting your stats.
It's Nisha. He is not. You think this guy is gonna die to a shuriken from not shifting in time? I don't think so.
Well, there's a little right there.
No.
I got a little nervous for a half second. That bounty hunter was still pretty close.
It's all part of the Nisha gameplay. Just lets it go.
Yeah. Go down bottom. Matsu on the run. Saberlight with a long rolling thunder. Matsu looking to misstep it, but doesn't quite hit it in time. Saberlight gets him again. Now this DK is going to be in some trouble. Does drop the stun. Yapsor's here. Does get the cast bounce. Actually saved him. Now Zai comes in, pops the ulti. They kill Saberlight first. So at least Matsu gets a little something. Now Seneko on the run, but Yapsor, no boots. So they go 1 for 1.
Man, that was close. I actually thought he was going to get out of there. That last Shuriken toss, though, just a bit too much.
You do have me wondering, though, what Nisha's going to build. He hasn't queued up anything yet. If he does want that fast E-Blade, or we're going to see more of like a stats build up, a Yasha, something like that.
I get the Ironwood tree, though, speaking of stats. Yeah, that's the nice one.
I mean, if he really wanted to fight, I think we have seen drums come out on Morphling a couple of times. Not that recently, but...
And he's just going E-Blade. I mean, look at this game, and look at these Radiant heroes, dude. There's a lot of E-Bladeable heroes.
Oh, yeah.
They're just going to get popped.
Like, at least 3 out of the 5. Saberlight charging in. Some follow-up from NIP. Pressure onto Matumba Man, but Nisha still nearby. Can they kill this DK? It doesn't look like it. Nisha ready to turn. He brings down Saberlight. Now Yapsor is here. They might look for a kill onto Seneko, but can't close the gap, and they turn it the other way.
He actually didn't get the regen rune.
Oh! Still, though, turned into Pango. Popped the kill.
Yeah, he'll take his revenge on getting his regen rune denied. Well, 1 kill at 10.5 minutes isn't great for a bounty lineup, and bounty dying. Oh, that bounced the catapult.
Dude, that was a perfect cast. Yapsor Dota. Charlie's down. Yeah, those are the kind of deaths that, Connell getting picked, whatever. It's going to happen. Somebody's got to take some of this aggression from Secret.
Radiant's bottom
Bounty needs to be farming. He's going to go for drums as well. He's not like rushing Aghanims or anything, so...
Oh, yeah!
I'm getting nervous. This is getting a little out of control in favor of Secret very early on. They get that tier 1 mid. Now it's a 3k net worth lead. It's going to be a long time before we see this Coddle bounty combo come into full form. And I guess that's the drawback of it compared to like the Coddle Bristle, where that comes online at like level 5 before Bristle even has any items.
Yeah.
Puppy up top, initiated on. Down comes the Ignis. Now Matsu going to be left alone, but does have some reinforcements on the way. NIP
Sonic Wave here, and they are clumped.
looking to retreat. The Casket's going to do some work. In comes Nisha, gets off the curse as Coddle falls. Yapzor will go down to the Bedlam. Nice kill for Era, but he's going to get turned on now and brought down. A 2 for 2. An okay fight for NIP so far, but no way they're killing Nisha. Without the Meepo, not easy to actually find these kills.
Yeah, no dive there, actually. Kind of surprised. Saberlight's going to go bottom and take the deny on the tower.
Surprising net worth gain for NIP. I guess that's the nature of track kills. 400 gold for Bounty Hunter there.
But with the defense up top, popping the ulti, you can transition this into at least a little bit of tower pressure with the help of the Necros from Zai. And I think he's going the Greaves build again. The Necro went into Greaves like last time. It just makes sense. Yeah, the Greaves
hard to
so
argue
good.
against it.
No, I love the Greaves. I think it's perfect this game.
Yeah, well, I was thinking more the Necro book into Greaves. It gives you a little bit of everything. Pressure towers, the Necro level 1 still proving to be a very effective item for farming. Seneko initiated on past the tower. Secret starting to crank up this aggression. 12 to 3. They are not afraid to dive yet. This is the kind of stuff where we say, oh yeah, Morphling, he can't get involved early. Nisha's 4-0 and 3. He's been involved in more kills than he hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got a lot of lane kills too, but yeah, he's just farming his way towards engagements.
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm sure this will be fine, guys. Like, yeah. I think the Necro one first makes a lot of sense, right? It's going to help you farm faster and push the waves down and get the tower gold to help build into the Arcanes and then the Greaves right after. Like, I don't think Naked Greaves is that great unless you like SNAPPHIRE. You know, I watched we talk about SNAPPHIRE and how that ulti doesn't feel good anymore. I was watching a SNAPPHIRE game last night and I was just so depressed. Like, man, it's just like the little goops are hitting and it's just like not even moving the Hellfire anymore.
Ice Frog, please. I would like to see SNAPPHIRE be viable. I don't want to see her every game. Well, I got a little burned out on the SNAPPHIRE, but I want to see Cookies, you know, once every 4 games or so. You know, she's a cool hero to watch.
Alas.
Show her some love.
Yeah, but not
cool
quite the
Void Spirit. Can we nerf Void Spirit and buff SNAPPHIRE?
Depends. As long as we're not going to make the goops too crazy. Just like, you know, not dumpster level.
Buff the Cookie. That's all I care about.
Cookie is definitely the identity of the hero. But that's why we got Puppy here on the bench. You know, he's like better Cookie.
He's throwing magic cookies.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the aura play. Puppy went 1-1-4, maxing out the Vengeance aura.
They've been 5-manning quite a bit.
They've changed Vengeance aura a little bit too. Now it gives extra attack range and bonus primary attributes.
Yeah, they took off the Luna one.
What Luna's aura used to be. Yeah. Wow. It's way better.
Well, not
bonus attack range is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's all right. But remember, like the initial one though, like the initial old school Venge with like the percent bonus, like that thing was still pretty busted.
I mean, yeah, that was. I don't know. Would you rather have that, but go back to only one nether swap? We'll see Puppy get initiated.
Oh, hell no.
Here. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a worthy trade-off. The double nether swap made this hero feel so much better.
Oh yeah, get that 16 gold for. Why is Venge's Illusion only worth 16 gold? I guess because like you get it every time. It's like the Venge controls it.
Yes.
Like controls if it comes out or not. That is obviously.
If you fed 100 extra gold every time you died, I
might make her a bad hero.
That would be a real feels bad man kind of moment.
That's the Undying Tombstone talent right there.
Yeah.
That one shouldn't be worth anything. It's a buff Undying.
Now that would be a nice buff to Undying.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, they're gonna lose the Vlads. They need everything right now for these fights. Now, mind you, the gap in terms of net worth is not growing that high for Secret. It's probably like, obviously, the game looking kind of dominant in the fashion where if Secret just walks somewhere, it feels like they win the fight. Kind of like they're gonna. Are they really just gonna go high ground here?
Yeah. I mean, some of this is the Meepo.
All right, this looks a little crazy.
Smoke on smoke. Who's actually gonna catch who though?
Oh, they just completely missed them.
Secret get revealed.
No, they see their mid now, though. And we have the Will-O-Wisp. This should be good for NIP, right?
I would think so. Saberlight jumps in, but Matsu counter-initiates straight away. The Ignis comes down, but they're still doing so much damage. Seneko just barely lives. A huge ultimate from Zai connects on pretty much the whole team. Era's not going to be able to make it out, and it's pretty much just the Meepo plus Charlie. Quap goes down, but it's a 1 for 4 as the rest of NIP get rolled over. Charlie, the only one left alive. They'll try to chase him down, but it's a tall order. He's just a little too speedy with those drums.
Man, he got stunned on that Pango before the first tick of the Will-O-Wisp, and he died during the first Dragon Tail stun. He got E-bladed.
Dude.
And just blown up.
Matsu with the reaction.
They needed that ulti from the Pango. And then that's the whole point, right? It's Will-O-Wisp into the full chain stun, and he had such good terrain to work with here. Just like bouncing off of that little edge in the mid lane there, or the ramps, and oh. But losing that Pango.
So that's why you buy Blink Dagger on DK.
I don't even know if he had to blink, dude. I think he was right next to him. I think he swashbuckled in, though. I think he just kind of died.
Just what that dog.
Wow. Well, that's a real heartbreaker. Now Nisha is #1 on net worth. That was the double E-Blade reveal. Both sides popped the E-Blade and went much better for Nisha. That's for sure. Now kind of feeling like NIP are pretty all in on this Meepo. He's the only one with really impressive form. See if Bounty Hunter can recover, but up top, Puppy. Bedlam finds this kill. Should. Cursed Crown. Helping him out, but now Zai's here alongside Yapsor. They are going to retaliate. Secret want blood. They find it on Charlie. They clean up Era as well. A 1 for 2.
Survives long enough to get a double kill for his team. Like, just brutal up there. And 351 for the Morphling? Damn. Why is that worth so much? Oh, he had a streak on Charlie.
So, do you think the Spirit... you need Spirit Vessel against Morphling. I get it. It's the item, but... Doesn't this kind of feel rough that Bounty has to pick up all these other items before the Ag?
I think once you go Meepo, I don't know if you're really playing the Ags game anymore. You know?
Why? Isn't it still good?
Yeah, but the Vlads is such a necessity for the Meepo, right? Like, it's more important to enable your Meepo than your cheeky little...
Well, but he's not buying a Vlads. The Pango has the Vlads. Cool. They trade Yapsor for Seneko.
Well, that's a good point.
Puppy getting killed by Supreme. This is looking good for NIP, but now Zai's here. Another amazing ultimate. Him and Nisha going to play cleanup. Supreme goes down. Saberlight falling quickly. Arrow with a fear, but he's going to go down. There is a buyback from the Coddle, but it won't yield much for NIP. They only pick up kills on the supports, and they take heavy losses again.
Let me frame it the other way. If they need the team items, not necessarily just the Vlads. And it's like the drums, the Spirit Vessel, someone does have to build it, like you said. So,
yeah. I
mean, ideally, Dark Willow would have been kind of nice too, but she also really needs a Yule, so I can understand that. Man, these Sonic Waves plus E-Blades have been pretty devastating on the Meepo. He's just getting blown up every time. So it's just the same thing, that one E-Blade kill.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at the Meepo Quap matchup. 1v1 mid, yes, Meepo counters her. If he catches the Quap, yes, he's got chain nets. She can't blink away. It's a hard counter in that regard. But if you're an off-lane Queen of Pain and you're not initiating fights and you can play the way Zai has been, where he shows up like a half step after it's begun and then gets off this huge ulti to break it up, effective. The Meepo loses his positioning. He gets disabled for a moment and takes a huge amount of damage.
There are wards spotting Puppy and Nisha rotating here, so... all right, they're going to go rain on the Puppy.
And they will find that kill. Now, is Nisha going to be in trouble?
For actually blowing up that Coddle? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, Zai's TPing in. There's no Sonic Wave, though. And NIP, they head for the hills.
Well, at least they finally got a kill and got out with only losing one hero.
Dig that.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying, though? It feels weird to think of this Queen of Pain as being effective against the Meepo when it's traditionally supposed to go the other way.
I think it's like, I don't know if it's necessarily just the Queen of Pain doing things. It also has changed, because like now that there is knockback, I guess like that hasn't been there that long on the Queen of Pain, I feel like. True. But for the most part, it's still just like Meepo, like if it wasn't for the Morphling, it would still be really hard, right? Plus this Meepo is not that farmed. He still only has Blink E-Blade, doesn't have any stat items yet. And that's when it's going to start negating some of that power of the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, it's the classic secret where they only take fights when it's on their terms. They don't start fights with Zai. They only start fights if Matsu's in the front line and then the Morphling's there to follow up.
Or they jump Puppy.
Or they jump, they bait with Puppy, right? It's a very clear game plan where they know the cadence. Zai is always patient He waits until the fight is committed and started before he TPs.
Oh yeah, so they're tracked up and just like, yeah, okay, we can rush. No, whatever, dude.
Now this is a flex.
Yeah, this is we're winning.
Now the question is, will NIP go for it? And they do smoke up behind the
you have
bounty hunter.
Will-O-Wisp. You have to try and contest this.
And they are going to get here in time. I think Roche down to about 1,500 HP. Secret kill it.
Matsu's throwing the body, dude. He doesn't care. They killed me.
NIP can't get there. And now Charlie might be initiated on. Zai with the dust. Instead, just going to focus on Saberlight. And he's going to go for the TP in Rolling Thunder. It will be successful. Okay.
Well, the Spirit Vessel is going to be done after the Manta has already been complete because it's there on Nisha. So that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah. See, those are the kind of moments where I harken back to the... Is the Ags... Would that have changed anything? Probably not. So, you know, it's not like it's on the Bounty Hunter, but... Oh, this Morphling. Is this going to be another deathless game for Nisha? 10-0-5 on the Morphling. I'm sort of thinking yes, now that he's gotten Aegis.
It is most certainly looking that way.
Radiant's middle tower is under
High ground siege. Whiff already used. They absolutely melt Saberlight. Ignis gets destroyed by a few clicks from the Morphling. Waveform in. Nisha, doing a lot of damage from that Bedlam. It's actually Yapsor that goes down. And now the rest of the fight continues. Supreme dies. This Morphling feeling a bit too big for life. Jumps in deep onto the Coddle. Follow up from Zai. They take NIP low, but they don't finish him off. Affirmative and negative coming out from Zai. This man's confused as he jumps in again. Nice. Matsu looking for the stun.
That's a pretty good reaction on the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Positives here, silver linings.
Tier 2's in the side lanes, Trent. It's only one lane of barracks that Secret can take. Meanwhile, it's in the Radiant base.
Blows up your core hero.
That couldn't have been better timing.
Yeah. Oh, there's no charges of roll or of the swap.
Like you almost feel like it's big damage on the Quap until he pops the Guardian Greaves, just blinks away. Puffy now runs into the front line. It's great bait. He's gonna survive. They get the kill onto the Willow, buys back. Tango brought down low. Secret not playing for objectives right now, Trent. They could be getting sloppy, lingering in the enemy base for too long. Is this the opening for NIP to find some counter kills?
All right, they're turning it into pushing by killing this bottom wave.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let the creeps do their work. 10-second BKB on DK. I'm not sure we got it.
The value, dude. The Arcane Rune on the Witch Doctor healing everyone back up. Nice.
Oh.
Dire's top tower is
Dude, when you have a Witch Doctor and Guardian Greaves, your sustainability is actually pretty good to stay out of the base like this. You can take a fight, just retreat, top everybody off. You got a little mobile well with you.
What on earth is Zai doing? Ladies and gentlemen, this Queen of Pain has a Holy Locket.
Well, he's got to buff up his Guardian Greaves.
He's got to buff him.
Come on, don't you know what Holy Locket does? It makes your heals good.
I know, but I mean, how often do we get to see this item?
Never.
Think about how good it makes the aura, though. Just saying.
Yeah, that's something.
This item goes to 16 health regen.
I think there's 3 heroes that it's viable on that we never really see it. Necro, Dazzle, Timber. And we don't really see Dazzle. And Necro and Timber still don't even buy it because there's better items.
What's 35%? 16, like 6 pretty much? Gives you an extra
Supreme
6 HP regen when people are low.
Gets deleted.
Kind of cool. So I'll go up to like 22 HP regen.
I might need to start buying Holy Locket more. I need some more Holy Blessing in my life.
I don't know about that.
Hey,
let's not get carried away.
Hey, screw you, Trent. If it's good enough for Zai, it's good enough for me. Now they're going to kill Saberlight again. It's a great terrorize. Buyback from Saberlight.
Silver linings.
Unfortunately, the Nepo does not have a buyback, so there's still going to be 5v4. That's a pretty big heal from those Guardian Greaves.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
Yeah, I don't think NIP can do anything.
Thank you for your expert opinion.
I agree with Dota Plus. This is a 0-100% win rate kind of scenario. We're into the binaries here. No, I tried.
Man. Secret
the
Dota,
Holy
guys.
Locket.
Why does this Queen of Pain work so well in the offlane? I guess a lot of it comes down to these DK plays, like the way they always use this like double bracer blink or one. Now these days it's mostly just single bracer, but it's just like he's so effective at what he does, you know?
Yeah, they just killed that tier 2 through back door. I love that. Can we get a winner interview here? Do you have Zai on your Steam friend list? Can we get a little text update about the value of Holy Locket?
Try just tweeting at him. Send him Mango Bay and see how he feels. That's probably the best way to open up a conversation.
Dude, they killed both supports. This is a moment for NIP.
There's still 3 cores taking your racks, though.
And that is going to be Megas. Charlie goes down to the Breathe Fire. Ignis expires. Wobble again connects on pretty much the whole team. Buyback from Charlie. We'll see how far Nisha can carry this. He's got the Scotty now, and he is going Nectar. Destroys the Meepo. It's soon to be a dieback for Charlie, but it will matter not. As the GG is called, they will end the suffering, and Secret take another 2-0. Extremely dominant series.
Head and shoulders, man, above the rest. That is for sure.
Wouldn't that be a sick sponsorship?
Oh, yeah. Who would have? I guess Zai's old hair. You know, speaking of.